Hello, party people. My name is Amalia. I'm here with XRAY FM from Portland, Oregon, coming to you from Boise, Idaho at Treefort Music Festival. And I have the pleasure of speaking with Rituals of Mine. I'm here with Tara and Adam. Hello, guys.
Hey, thanks for having us.
How are you doing today?
Good.
Doing really good.
Good. And you are about to kick off your tour, is that right?
Yeah.
To start?
Yep.
Is this your first stop on the trek?
Yeah, this is our first stop, and then we play LA in a couple of days.
Okay. Very cool. And are you flying in? Did you drive?
Kind of both.
I drove, she flew.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Different schedules.
Very
Yeah.
good. Is it a van situation that you're coming from?
Yep.
How do you keep sane in the van life? What are the challenges, and what's like best advice for how not to kill each other inside the van?
That's a great. Mad Libs is great. Frisbee, play a lot of frisbee in between stops.
In the van or
Not in
outside the van?
Outside of the van.
That sounds dangerous.
In the van, a lot of podcasts. Yeah, a lot
Okay.
of podcasts.
Okay.
A lot of NPR. A lot of comedy. Stand-up comedy is always good. Usually wear out the music pretty quickly. So
Yeah.
do like an hour, and then it's like, okay, I don't know what to listen to anymore.
Do you guys switch off, like who gets to pick what content you're going to listen to?
Yeah, it's usually the driver. So, but
Okay.
I don't know. I try to switch it up because usually I'm driving, so
Yeah.
they get sick of listening to my music as well.
There you
So.
go. Very good. What are some of your favorite podcasts?
Oh gosh, now I'm on the spot.
Yeah. I listened to Your Mom's House on the way here. That was pretty funny. What's another one?
Killjoy.
Uh-huh.
I'm really into that one.
That's a good one. True crime podcasts are always good.
Serial.
Yeah.
Serial.
I forget the name of it. They did one on the Golden State Killer that we were like listening to. I can't remember the name of it.
We're obsessed with really cryptic things while we're on the road, and then we get freaked out, but we love it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a good thing to do when you're driving through the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Late at night,
Fair.
it's perfect.
Sets the tone, helps with the creativity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. What are some of the biggest challenges then, like being on the road and touring, besides who gets to pick the podcast?
I think sleep schedule and eating well. That's always like a big priority for us, but sometimes, I don't know, it takes a lot of work to like stay on top of it. Yeah. So I would say that. I mean, we're lucky enough. I don't want to speak for you, but we like each other. And so,
each other.
yeah, so that's easy. It makes it a lot easier. But I would say, yeah, eating well and sleeping.
Exercise.
Exercise is huge because back home I work out every single day, and it's really difficult to find the time in the morning or the energy.
Yeah.
So,
Do you do like some like crunches and like the small space of the van?
oh
How do
God,
you mitigate that?
I try to wake up early and just like if we're in a hotel room, take up a little bit of space. So do at least like 15 minutes of something.
Yeah. Just plank it out.
Yeah,
Very
totally.
good,
There
very
you go.
good.
Yeah,
I was
you
thinking
know.
about doing that in Yield Room 72 here in a little bit, so that might happen after this interview. I guess that kind of leads into my next question. When you're on tour and you're playing to so many different groups and so many different audiences in different states, do you change your set list, and how does the music change for you as you perform it to the different eyes and ears of people around our country?
That's a really good question. For me, I think we kind of play the music differently every time, just based on emotion and mood. Set list kind of, it definitely changes per tour. Very rarely will we change it while we're on tour unless a song is just like not fitting the vibe, which we have done before. Some crowds were just like, okay, we need high energy the whole time, or some crowds like we might freak them out. So we kind of, definitely base it on like the demographic for sure.
Is freaking them out part of it, though? I mean,
Yes,
do
we
you
love it.
Come in wanting to kind of shake them a little bit.
Yeah, we always have those songs that we want to freak them out with, but then sometimes we.
But we want to pull them back in. But that's my favorite thing. I love like grabbing people and just like we headbang. I scream at them. Like I love it. It's
Good.
awesome. Yeah.
It must be cathartic.
I was gonna say it's very therapeutic for sure, and it is for the people in the crowd too. They come up to us afterwards and they're like, "That's the first time I've cried in a year, so thank you." So it's a win-win.
That brings it full circle.
Yeah.
I guess in that process of really connecting with people in a way that's unexpected to maybe you and them, do you see a certain mission other than just entertainment and your own creativity to it? Is there advocacy? Is there resistance in your work?
Totally, yeah. We're very passionate about various social issues, and that's very much embedded in our work. Whether, you know, I mean, I'm a creator of several different art projects that focus on, you know, feminism, street harassment, LGBTQ issues. So we're pretty much always talking about that. We're always talking about police brutality and how do we fight that, and creating space for women and queer people in the industry. So I think if you come to a show, like, you definitely get some of that info.
Anything to add? She got it. How do you do that? I guess something that we always try to ask people when we're having these conversations is how to be a good ally, and especially in the context of the music community and being creators. And you're going into so many different contexts every time you play a show, and that can be nerve-wracking and kind of ego-shedding, right? Like, as an audience member and as a music lover and a fan, how can we be good allies to women and femme-identifying queer folk and all folk who are playing music in, you know, kind of contested settings?
That's an awesome question. I think really just creating space for the performers and listening and embracing them. I think that's the biggest thing, is just creating like safe spaces for performers and for women, female identifying people to feel like they can express themselves. I think that's the number one thing that you can do, is like listen and let like uplift and highlight.
Yeah, that's very good. Snaps to that. Trying every day, you know.
Yeah, that's great.
Have you experienced a challenge with that in certain spaces? Is there like a memory or a show or a space that was like particularly grinding when it came to that kind of project?
I think, you know, we've definitely played a couple of riskier states where, you know, like I'm a brown queer woman coming up on stage when we're, you know, like opening up for bands like Built to Spill, and it's a lot of men and it's a lot of white men, and so, you know, sometimes they're definitely confused, but I think by mid-set we have them hooked because it's really emotion and it's genuine, it's authentic, and I think anyone can relate to that. And so, but it's always like, okay, I have to prepare myself every single time I step on stage in front of those crowds to be like, all right, got to win them over by just, you know, being ourselves.
Very good. That's awesome, you guys. When do you play tonight? Or this weekend,
played,
rather?
Well, we played yesterday at main stage, and then I DJ. We're closing out the fest, so at Neurolux.
Oh,
yeah. Last
Very
year
good.
it was amazing, so I'm excited to do it again.
What's your favorite band you've seen so far?
Chai, just saw them. They were incredible. So fun. JPEG Mafia was so moving.
I went and saw Acid King last night, and I was really stoked. So
Cool.
I wasn't prepared for like the metal stoner rock to be here, so I was really stoked to see that.
That's why I love Treefort. You get it all.
It's everything.
Totally. I think that's the great thing about festivals, right? You get to cross-pollinate to audiences that you wouldn't normally be exposed to. Where do you think this particular festival lives in that touring circuit? And like for the life of a musician, do these festivals really hit a pivotal point in your growth for you?
Yeah, I think so. This is, I don't even know, maybe our 5th or 6th time playing Treefort, and like we've never played Boise before. So this is the only time where we play Boise normally, consistently at least. And so we've gotten a huge fan base here just from Treefort alone, and like I think that's really cool. And I think a lot of bands kind of can say the same thing.
Yeah. Have you seen the festival change over the time you've been here?
It's grown a lot, but it's really cool because it's grown and they're still independent, and they're not like relying on brand sponsorships or corporate sponsorships, and I think that that's really rare. So they've grown really organically, and the entire city comes together, and that's, I don't know, to me that's really rare. It's hard to find festivals that remain intact.
Yeah, that's awesome. Left Turn, you ready?
Sure, always.
It's the favorite record that you have discovered recently that spoke to you.
What have I been listening to? You go first.
I gotta like look at Spotify or something.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, find your list of 2018. Come and find it for me.
I want to say JPEG Mafia. I had never listened to him before, and then saw him just the first night of Treefort and was so moved. He was so authentic and so genuine with his performance and so raw, and I'm into that. Anytime an artist can just like let go and just show everything, especially in hip hop, I'm all about it.
Yeah. That's great.
I've really been into Ghostbane. his new record.
Uh-huh.
It kind of bridges the line of like industrial and like hip hop and stuff. So I've been like really enjoying that record. And he's been touring and like blowing up, so I'm stoked to see it for him. So.
Oh, and Ila Bamba. Sorry.
Yeah.
I love Ila
Just
Bamba.
incredible. We got a soft spot. They're Portland based, and
Oh.
we've seen that band grow from their beginnings, and it's really good to
amazing.
see them grow.
Yeah, it's,
you know,
it's great.
especially seeing like a lot of intersectional representation in music now. It seems like, especially in Portland, we've had a focus on not just femme and queer identifying folk, but also like this Latinx community
I love
that's growing. And like, what does it mean to be a Mexican American? What does it mean to be a Native American in a first generation, second generation setting? And how do you make visible a community without tokenizing it?
I love that. I love having that. I could talk about that all day. Also, Black Belt Eagle Scout is from Portland. They're friends of ours as well, and that record is incredible.
Very good.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What groups should we be looking for that are coming out of LA in your community right now?
Object as Subject is incredible. Queer, raw, punk. I mean, their drummer is Patty Schemmel from Hole.
Yeah,
Like, it's
yeah.
amazing. That's all I need to say.
Yeah.
They're incredible performers and activists and just so inspiring.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, you guys, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so
Short and
much.
sweet. I hope you have a wonderful Treefort.
Thank you. Likewise.
Cheers.